my head. And then I reverse my opponent. Be careful that your opponent don't come on top of you after you're executed the throw. So make sure you have a good base on the other side and spread your legs so you can have a good base and your opponent won't be able to come on top of you. Front standing, my opponent will go for a single leg. So when my opponent goes for a single leg and he gets my leg, if I stand chest facing him without doing anything, he'll take me down. So what I'm going to do is to put pressure on my opponent's chest with my knee and grab and start controlling his back, grab his gi, and I take one step back and sideways with my leg and grab my opponent's arm. So I can have a good base for me to throw my opponent down by looking down to the mat. After the throw, if your opponent is not controlling your leg, pass his guard right away. And if not, sometimes he's trapping your leg, then just control your opponent and wait for the chance to pass. Front standing, I'm going to show you a technique for when I try to go double leg on my opponent, but my opponent defends. He sprawls on me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hold my opponent's leg, the closest one that is to me, and on the same side of the leg of his that I'm controlling, I'm going to lift my leg and then I'm going to bring my other leg under, escaping from the side of my opponent, taking his back, and at the same time hugging his leg, hugging his knee, and taking him down. Front standing, I'm going to show you a counter of when my opponent counters the double leg attack. So my opponent sprawls, and at this time I'm going to secure one of my opponent's legs, the closest one to me, and also at the same time I'm going to lift my leg and bring my other leg under that leg. I'm going to secure my opponent's elbow at this point in time once I escape from the back, and I'm going to come and hug my opponent's leg. And then my other hand is going to come and hold his knee. If I have to change my hands, switch my hands on the grip, I will. I could also come with both hands, one on the knee and one on the ankle. And then bring my opponent to me, taking him down. At the beginning of the match, front standing, my opponent will grab my gi, my lapel. So now I'm going to come with my other hand and control his gi to around the elbow area, and then I'm going to grab the back of his gi. And then I'm going to come in with my right leg in between his legs, and I'm going to go on my knees. And I'm going to push my opponent on top of me on my shoulders, and my hand I'm going to grab his ankle, and then I'm going to lift my opponent and take him down. At the beginning of the match from standing, my opponent will grab my gi. And when he does that, I'm going to come with my other hand opposite to his hand grip and grab his gi also by the elbow area. And then my other hand is going to come and control the back of his gi, right behind his shoulder. Then my right leg is going to come in between my opponent's legs.
Cabeça também entra.
And I'm going to go on my knees.
Puxa o adversário.
Also, at the same time, my head escapes on the side of my opponent's body, and I bring my opponent on top of my shoulders. I grab his ankle, I lift one of my legs, and then I toss my opponent over for the takedown. Now I'm going to show you a variation of the last technique. This time when I try to toss my opponent over, and he's going to defend. So he will try to put both of his hands on the mat. So I do the same thing as I did before. He grabs me, I grab his gi, and then I go with my leg in between his legs and pull him on top of me for the takedown. So when I do that and I'm going to toss my opponent over, he defends by putting both of his legs on the mat. So I keep pushing until my opponent loses his balance. I take him down and I end up on top of him.